Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well today. It is no secret that I have been doing this now for 10 years, which is crazy to think. I started my YouTube channel in 2012 and I quit my full-time job in 2013 and have been doing this now for 10 years, which again, it's wild to think. And it's no secret that at this day and age, you can make a pretty good living off of social media, monetizing your content, building brands. There's just so much that you can do now, which is really, really cool. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about how you can make up towards of 6 figures in a year with your Instagram account alone. There's just a lot of misconceptions where people think that you need to have a large following to get really good brand deals and make good money off social media, and that is not the case. And I'm so grateful for social media. I mean, I get asked questions on my comments on YouTube, like how do you get money? Like how do you sustain yourself? What do you do? And I've mentioned before, I have different sources of income. I have learned how to grow my money and how to make more of what I have. And I'm really lucky that I have that mindset, but I've had to learn, as I went. And as I said, I started this 10 years back and it was a fun hobby of mine, just, creative expression, creating content. Not that it's not that now, but I say all that because I started before, back in the OG days where the term influencer wasn't even a term. So through trial and error, I have a lot of tips that I can share with you, and I've always kept it hush hush when it comes to how much I make. But before we get into that, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is the Crypto.com Visa card. It's a prepaid card. Broadly speaking, prepaid cards are pretty much the same as debit cards. However, debit cards are linked to your bank account, while prepaid cards need to be topped up from your bank account, transfers, other credit card, debit cards, or cryptocurrency. This has strong and rewarding benefits, and it is really good to have. For example, I use this for many things. It's like everyday purchases. You can get cash back and rewards. For example, getting back 6 months worth subscription fees for Spotify, which I use all the time. Honestly, there's so many benefits, I don't even know where to begin. For example, there are no annual fees, which is great. You won't get tricked or surprised with any fees that are hidden. And there's so many different benefits depending on each tier. For example, the Black Obsidian card, which is the one that I have right here in hand. This Crypto.com Visa card allows me to receive 100% reimbursement each month on select subscription services such as Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Spotify, which are my top 3 subscription services that I use all the time. Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, no brainer right there. And it's really easy to apply. You just go to the App Store, download the Crypto.com app. After that, you go through the onboarding process, which doesn't take much time to apply for the card. Join Crypto.com and use my code JairWoo. I'm gonna have it linked in the info box. Get a $25 sign up bonus when you get your Crypto.com Visa Metal card. All right, let's get back to the video. As I was saying, creating content and having longevity in any online space is not easy. However, it is not impossible. People might think, oh, it's easy, you just create content, you post it online and hope it goes viral, hope you whatever. But it's actually, there's some strategies that go along with it. And you have to check your mindset first. And I think this goes with anything, with any business. You have to have that mindset first and foremost, believing in yourself and knowing that you have a voice and you have something to say, depending on what your content creation is, what your brand is, what your niche is. You can do anything online these days. You have your own unique voice, and sure, there's competition out there nowadays, but no one else has that unique perspective that you do. No one else is you. So you have to have that mindset already, because if you don't believe in yourself, honestly, no one else will. And if it means faking that confidence, then so be it. So that kind of leads to my second point, which is knowing what it is that you want to talk about, knowing what it is you want your brand to be. And if you don't know what it is you want to do yet, it's important to try different things out. When I first started YouTube back in the day, I'm not sure if you remember this, but I actually used to create content that was like recipes, like healthy food videos. And I also did fashion, because those are 2 things that I was interested in. And again, you can't really create content that you're not interested in, because A, you're gonna burn out, and 2, people can totally read if you're doing this just for money or if you're doing this for other reasons. So you have to make sure that you like what it is you're talking about, what you're creating. So again, going back to what I was saying, I was creating content that was food related and fashion. And I was trying different things out, and the fashion videos were the ones that totally took off. Therefore, I was like, all right, so there's something here, so I'm gonna go this route. And I actually went from an angle of, yes, looking good on the outside and styling, but also feeling confident on the inside. That kind of translates the outside. So I had my own specific messaging. Again, I'm giving you all of what I know and what I've learned throughout the years in like a concise, short video. I can make a part 2. So once you have an idea of what it is you want to create content about, you just have to start. Don't wait until it's perfect. The perfect lighting, the perfect camera, sure, that matters. Good lighting matters, quality matters, but I think the actual meat and the actual substance of your content is what matters the most. I look back at old content and I'm like, wow, that is super cringy, and I'm glad that I was able to be cringy, at first, because it led me to where I am now. And I look back and I'm like, wow, I've grown so much from those first couple of videos, honestly, even first couple of years. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Third tip, which is probably one of the most important ones, is to be consistent. Create a schedule, whether it be posting every day, posting a few times a week. What I do usually, or have done in the past, is create a batch of content, like a month's worth of content, and you can have that scheduled. There's different apps you can use. I created 2 to 3 videos each week for up to 8 years. Like, I did not miss a week. Yes, it was a lot of work, but it was gratifying, and I was consistent. And I think that really led to my success on YouTube, because people like reliability and have patience as well. If you don't see growth right away, that does not mean that your content's bad, or that does not mean that you will not get to where you want to get to. So just be consistent. Tip number 4 is something that I used to do at the beginning that I didn't realize I was doing, but it's something that a lot of creators and influencers kind of skip over, which is kind of mind-blowing to me, and that is engagement, replying to comments, replying to DMs, having that relationship with your viewers, supporters, whatever you want to call it. Engagement is super important. The way I look at it is you're building a relationship with the people that are watching you. And when it comes to the bigger picture of making good money and scoring great brand deals, is brand deals and companies, when they look for their influencers or content creators, they look for high engagement. So again, this goes back to what I was saying, is that there are people, and I've been in meetings and I've learned all this information. People can have, or someone can have 1 million followers and have low engagement. And on the same token, you can have a small following, or not, I don't want to say small, because it's not small, but again, like a tight-knit following with really good engagement and good numbers. You can score a really good brand deal that will kind of blow your mind. There are so many strategies as well that I can get more into with a part 2 if you want to watch that. It's mind-blowing how some people in the industry do not take the time to do that. Crazy. And last but not least, I touched base at the beginning, but authenticity is key. Authenticity is so important because people will not follow someone who is inauthentic. You have to look at it with a bigger picture and not be so myopic with this, because if integrity and authenticity overrides everything else, right? So like, if you accept something that you totally know it's not your brand, or you wouldn't purchase yourself, people are smart and you can't underestimate their intelligence, like your guys' intelligence. So that's why it's imperative that I am authentic and that my integrity is first. And if we're talking money or numbers, that creates more of an impact in the long run. So hopefully that makes sense. But those are the top 3 right off the bat tips that I have if you are wanting to start a career on social media. Again, you can do anything that you set your mind to. Remember, you have your own unique specific voice. And I definitely want to do a part 2, because I can go in depth with negotiating with brands and different, again, strategies that you can do when it comes to increasing your engagement numbers. And I would love to help. I mean, because what better way to learn than from someone that has been in this now for a long time. If you have any specific questions when it comes to this topic, let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely create a second video talking about this. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna head out, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.